Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, I have discussed about that things with you, how can include our this sidebar part, right? So now in this video, I want to discuss about that logout portion. So before that was actually default one. So if you want to find out that default one, if you go to your project file, into the project file, if you go to our that view page and there is a navigation. So when you install that Laravel default authentication system, then it's actually provided this file as a navigation drop down and as a dashboard, right? So into this position here, if you go, so before we have already logged out, you can see there is also by default one of the route as a logout route. So friend, this logout route is a default one. So right now I also want to actually create new one for our this theme. So if you want to do that work right now, first of all, you have to find out our appropriate this file location. So that means into the theme area, there is on the logout button. So here I want to put one of the route for this one. So here, if you want to find out that location, that is in our master, that is our admin master maybe. If you go, that is our admin master. Into the admin master, I have already loaded all the CSS. I have included our sidebar, and that is our main part, right? So that is our main header part. And here you can see that is actually our main part. So there is a project, the account setting, and there is a logout. That means that is our project, account setting, and the logout, right? So here I want to add one of the route for this one. So if you want to do that work, like that is our logout. So here I want to add one of the route. So it will be just like that same before what exactly I did a lot of the time as a route. I hope you already remembered that part. In the route area, I want to create one of the route. Okay, so here I name it as a route as a user.logout. So whatever you want. So right now I want to use as a user.logout. Okay, so here we have to create this route. So if you want to create this route, go to our web route. So here better after this. Okay, after this I want to create one of the another route. So better I copy it and here I paste it. So it will be as a get method, and then I name it as user and then logout. Okay, it will be as a user logout. And right now into the brand controller, I want to create this method. I want to create one of the method as a logout. Okay, you can also create one of the new controller, and here we have to add this controller. So right now it's okay with me. Into the brand controller, I want to create one of the method as a logout, and then our route name. So here I have declared that route name. It will be as a user logout. I copy it, and now here I want to change it. It will be as a user logout. Right friends, so now we have to create our this logout method into the brand controller. So now if you go to our brand controller, that means our HTTP, and there is our controller, it is a brand controller. So here I want to create one of the new method. That means here after this I name it as a public, and then function, and then our method name as a user logout. That means a logout method. So here friend, you don't need to do anything. Everything is ready made. Like here only you have to do, I name as a auth. Okay, that means the auth. So with this auth, they have also one of the by default, one of the route function as a logout. So I want to declare that logout. Okay, that means that logout. That means authenticated user. That means which user is already logged in. This user will be as a logout. Okay, so here I only want to add this functionality, and after that I want to return it. That means the returned and then redirect. Okay, that means return redirect, and you can also make it as a, that means when it will be logout, then it will be return redirect to our specific another page. It will be return redirect to our logging page. Okay, that is also another default route as a login. So here I want to it will be return redirect to our logging. That means it will be return redirect to our logging route. And also here I want to make if you want to show some of the message, you can message it with, right? I have already discussed about that things with you. Here you have to pass one of the ID. So I name it as a success, and then your message. So whatever the message you actually put, like it should be displayed as a user logout. Okay, it should be displayed this type of one of the name message name as a user logout. So friend, this auth, as I told you, is automatically by default ready-made one of the middleware. That means here if you go to that our HTTP middleware, and you can see there is an authenticated middleware. So into the authenticated middleware, there is actually the by default is created. Okay, that means when this user is log out, you can see it's now redirect to the logging page before. So right now I want to also add this functionality to the logging. And also if you go to into the middleware, if you go to that kernel, into the kernel here, you can see friend, by default that is also created as a auth. As I told you friend, that is our HTTP, the middleware authentication on the class. So that is one of the by default middleware as a auth. Okay, so here I want to actually use this auth. So with this auth, as I told, it should be find out this user is authenticated. That means user is logging or not. So if this user is logging, that automatically it should be returned will be as a logout. So that is actually by default all that route. That is a logout, and also that is a logging. So if you want to check it here, if you open and if you run with the CMD, and that is PHP artisan, and then if you run with check that all that route list as a route, and then list, if you click as enter, now you can see friend, all that default route is now here. That means all the default route, and also here we have created some of the route. So every route you will get in particular that area. So here you can see there is by default as a forget password, that is also one of the route is created, and also there is another one as a post for the logging. You can see there's logging is also created. So everything is default one. Okay, so for right now I'm actually using this logging, and also you can see there is actually the logout. So every route is default. That means when you install that Laravel default authentication system, every route is created. So here I just simply call that route. So here I have created load our this route as a logging. That means it should be authenticated user will be log out, and it should be returned redirect to our logging page. So perfect. So that's all you have to do. So now let's check this out. If you now click as a save all, I click as a save all, and now go here and refresh it. So now I want to do right now I'm already logged in. So if you now click as a here, and here I have already put one of the URL, you can see it's now showing as a user logout. So if you click as a logout, and now here you can see friend, it's now showing as the app HTTP controller auth not found. Okay, it means actually if you get this error, that means here I'm using that auth. So if you want to use that auth here, you have to also use it. You can see I didn't use that or this auth on here. So here simply use that auth as use and then auth. So here make that sure you use this auth. Okay, so here right now I'm actually using this authentication. So here you have to also use this auth. So here I'm using that auth. So right now perfect. So now if you click as a save all, so if you get any error, find out that why exactly it's actually meanings. Okay, that means why this error actually generated. So right now I'm using it. So now if you go back and refresh it again, and now go here and now click as a logout. Yes, you can see friend, right now we are successfully logged out. So here I have already declared that part into this method area, that means logout method area. When this user is authenticated, this authenticated user will be logged out, and after that logout it will be returned redirect to our another default route as a logging. Okay, so that is the logging. You can see it's now perfectly returned redirect to our logging page. So if you put your appropriate email address and the password, click as a login, and after that logging it will be returned redirect to our dashboard page. So from here right now you can log out. So if you click as a log out, so it's successfully logged out. I hope you enjoyed very much friend. So how can create that logout functionality? I hope it's very much clear to you. So in our next video, that is our default logging panel. That means when we install that Laravel actually provided this type of one of the logging panel. So that is the JStream panel. So right now I want to actually change it. Here I want to load our theme into the theme area. They have also one of the logging page. So if you want to change it, how can change it? In our next video, I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.